A powerful good connection. You can believe in it or steadfastly deny it. There are many things between heaven and earth that cannot be explained with our mere minds. The myriad of ghost stories, sagas, and spiritual myths that every culture has put forth cannot be a mere figment of human imagination. The parallels and similarities are far too great for that. Nevertheless, there are some people who are more receptive to spiritual perceptions than others. Keep an open mind regarding psychic and tune your senses for psychic reception. These experiences are by no means esoteric hocus-pocus. If you've ever felt like your life was a little haunted, be sure to watch today's video in which we will share 6 signs that show that you definitely have a spiritual gift. If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to activate the little bell, and look forward to the videos that we upload for you every day. Number 1. Your intuition is very strong. We all have the wonderful gift of intuition. However, it is not equally powerful in everyone. Some particularly intellectual individuals consciously suppress intuitions and often choose to fight against others who claim to have intuition. If you've ever felt that you had particularly sensitive antennae that warned you about certain people and events in a timely and reliable manner, then you're probably a particularly spiritual person. Being able to rely on your gut feeling anytime, anywhere is an invaluable gift in itself. Your openness to sensing and thinking about the incomprehensible may offer you new potentials. Use them wisely. Like a muscle, intuition can be trained. Number 2. You are sometimes haunted by nightmares. Unfortunately, this part is unpleasant. People with special spiritual gifts often fall victim to nightmares that can seem very graphic and real. Sometimes these nocturnal horror fantasies linger on for days. You may be familiar with the theory that when you dream, your soul embarks on a journey. According to this theory, a nightmare is a dream which takes you to a dark place in the company of shadowy figures. Nightmares might not be omens of bad events that are about to happen. They could also simply be the reflection of an encounter with beings who are no longer of this world. Number 3. You can predict future events. It can be a real challenge being one of those people who have the so-called second sight, whether in your dreams, in visions during the day, or just in gut instincts. If you can see into the future, at least sometimes, you will definitely be a highly sensitive person when it comes to the in-between world. Of course, you might just have a wealth of experience, which gives you an edge over your particularly skeptical contemporaries and allows you to predict some things exactly. Maybe it's just a particularly strong intuition that can be felt in advance through the course of some events. But the fact is that a glimpse of the future is not granted to anyone entirely devoid of any spiritual characteristics. But don't expect to get any advantages from it. As in the cases of the Trojan priest and Cassandra, it won't do you any good to always be right if nobody wants to believe you. If you can see ahead, keep your knowledge to yourself and draw your own conclusions from it. No one can change what is predetermined anyway. Number 4. Your dreams stay with you. Some people find it impossible to remember their dreams. A few, however, keep their nocturnal inner cinema going for days and preoccupy themselves with it. All of the great civilizations of human history have attached great importance to dreams. Dream interpretation is still popular today, albeit not always in serious ways. In any case, if you're one of the special people whose dreams follow them into daytime, you're almost certainly spiritual in some way. Dreams don't just reflect repressed fears or desires. They can also be the gateway to another world if we are open to this idea. Number 5. You are very empathetic. In society, it could be a great gift to you, or maybe more of a burden. If you're one of the chosen few who have the special gift of empathy, you can share the joys and sorrows of other people. Empathetic people maintain a basic understanding, self-sacrificing, and loving attitude. In important situations, such people can empathize very well, even to find a logical explanation for behavior of a very unsympathetic person. Perhaps thoughts and feelings of others sometimes preoccupy you, so much that people and thoughts can become really intertwined with your life. Spiritual connections quite often begin at this point, so it wouldn't be surprising if you didn't just have an open ear and sensitive antennae for the needs of this world. Number 6, you often wake up in the early morning hours. No, this is not a sign of a crisis or drinking too much. The early morning hours, or late night hours as the case may be, are to the course of the day what All Saints' Day or Halloween are to the cycle of the year. The time between 3 and 4 in the morning is called the spiritual hour, when the veil between this world and the spirit world is particularly thin. If you regularly wake up from sleep around this time for no apparent reason, someone from the other world may be reaching out to you. Think about what and with whom you spoke during the day. Did you mention any relatives or friends who are no longer among the living? Is there an accident or a crime in the news? Even if it sounds a little creepy, there is no need to fear. Some souls simply have a need for communication, which will certainly do more good than harm. Today's conclusion: the term spiritual is often very closely linked to everything supernatural. In fact, it just refers to the idea of keeping an open mind for everything that is not visible to the human eye, and yet remains inexplicable according to modern science. This includes the idea of the beyond, as well as the belief in miracles, in the universe, all higher powers, or in the immortal soul and its reincarnation. Anyone who can believe in anything has a clear advantage in life. Belief not only helps enormously in crisis situations and in dealing with the loss of loved ones, but it also ensures in a very special, inexplicable way that we don't lose our grip on the here and now. Spiritual gifts help us to deal with all those things in everyday life that our minds cannot or do not want to deal with at the moment. You could almost certainly look at it like a joker that can be played universally. Anyone who believes can confidently deposit problems, fears, or desires one level higher and give up worrying about them. Thus, shedding some responsibility provides us a benefit.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.